probably gonna have to take on the pillars again. So I'll start recording again once we get to the Moon Lord. So back in a sec. Alright, we just killed the 4th fragment for a 2nd time. And impending doom approaches. Very ominous. Guess we'll just sit here and wait for said impending doom. Maybe re-up our buffs here. Make sure we don't run out of anything important in the middle of the fight. And here we go. There's just no escaping some of this. But we're definitely doing better this time. I think it's solely on damage output alone. As long as I survive. Come on, 1 second. Dang it. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Dang it! Had him. Seems to be no way to dodge that stuff. Alright. Try it again. Well, let's see what this other magic weapon does. Wow. That's pretty cool. Let's give it a shot. Well, now let's reforge it and then give it a shot. That'll do. You know what? I'm also going to take the time to make a full complement of potions because we almost had it, and I think having those potions would have made all the difference in the world. Plus I think some super healing potions would make a big difference too. Let's give those a try. Here we go, getting ready for round 3 with the Moon Lord. Yeah, we did it. I think. I don't know, looks like we did something good. Yay! We killed him. Yeah, so that was the final boss. And definitely worthy of the title. So he dropped a bunch of potions, a portal gun, nice, some luminite bars, and a quick star wrath, some kind of melee weapon. Holy smokes, that's awesome. Look at that. This is a melee weapon too. That thing just rains death. Check that out, 300 damage on that. Wow. We also got a portal gun, which I believe works like everybody's favorite first-person puzzle game. Of course, I don't know how to use it. That's not it. That's pretty cool. Good times. Okay, so I'm sure there's some more stuff that we can get if we beat the Moon Lord repeatedly over the head with a stick. But I'm gonna leave that for you guys to find out. I believe I've shown you everything I can as far as how to play the game and what order to do certain things in. I'm curious to see what we can do with these illuminite bars. First, let's see if there's... Okay, you made illuminite brick, which seems like the biggest waste of material in the world. Or bars, alright, so let's make them all into bars. Probably have to do it at this thing. There we go. Okay. Luminite arrows. Luminite bullets. That's cool. We can finally make our Nebula gear for maximum magic damage. It's nice of the achievements to catch up. Let's show it to our guide buddy here. Where'd they go? So I have a feeling that it's holding back on us. Drill containment unit. Takes 40 luminite, 40 chlorophyte, 40 shroomite, 40 spectre, 40 hellstone, 40 meteorite. Summons a rideable drill mount. I am definitely going to have to look into that. I'm gonna have to kill that Moon Lord again though to get enough bars. Probably gonna have to do it anyways. Yeah, you need let's see, that's 36 bars just to make the armor. So looks like it's inevitable. I'm gonna have to fight that thing, kill it again just to see what I can see how that armor fits. So yeah, maybe I'll come back and show you guys what I can make with it. Maybe not, but I've got a good feeling like this is going to be the end of this beginner's guide series. I feel like this is a very good place to call it finished. So what's next? Well, now you can either spend more time with this character that is now way overpowered. You can create another small world, try and get corruption, and collect some of the items that you couldn't collect in this world, since you know you either get corruption or crimson. So it's kind of nice to make another world to run into and collect the other half of the equation that you didn't have. Um, Another thing you can do is start over. And now that you've kind of played all the different class setups, you should have a pretty good idea of which style you really like to play the best. So I recommend starting a whole new character from scratch and just stick with one theme. Maybe you want to be a ranger, maybe you want to be a summoner, and then only focus on that. And that second playthrough is going to be a lot faster because you can skip a lot of the game that we went through in this playthrough just to show you guys everything. But you can sell a lot of stuff that you're not going to need. You can sell melee weapons. You can sell, assuming that you're not a melee guy, you sell all your melee weapons. You sell all the accessories that are for melee, stuff like that. You get a lot of money really fast, and you'll find that you just blaze through the game and get to the end content really quick that way. It's kind of fun and challenging because certain parts of the game are definitely easier or harder with different character classes. You can also try and get into some more artistic building skills. That is something that I'm personally working on. I usually tend to fall back on my apartment complex sort of design in one variant or another. Sometimes it's a tall tower, sometimes it's like a wide flat building, sometimes it's several smaller apartments in a, you know, medium-sized area. Um, but it's kind of nice to spend the time and give each NPC their own unique house with their own custom decorations that's themed to that character. Such as making some kind of hollowed out tree for the dryad, or maybe a house on the beach for the fishing boy, whatever he's called, angler. So that's another thing you can do. You can also take on expert mode, which is something that I'm in the middle of. Haven't been recording it, but I'm about to the wall of flesh in that playthrough. It is extremely challenging. I'd recommend playing it through on normal a few times first before you try that. But if you felt like this was way too easy, then that's certainly an option for you there. And there's a few challenges you could try. You can try doing something they call the Dark Elf playthrough, and that's where you take one torch and a pickaxe, and just as soon as you spawn in, you dig underground, get down to the cavern layer, and then you never see the light of day again. You spend the rest of the game underground. You have to mine your way everywhere. It's very slow to start, but it's kind of a fun way to play the game, and it kind of quickly teaches you that you don't need to be up on the surface all the time. You can build a base down there, and you can kind of mine passageways to get to different parts of the world quickly. So it's kind of a fun way to play. But yeah, I think I'm going to start over and do a, I guess you could call it a wood elf playthrough. I'm only going to use bow and arrow, and I'm going to do it as a long play, just recording everything I do, maybe doing some commentary as I go. I'm also going to do some more specific guides, kind of like my wiring tutorial. I've had a couple requests. Somebody wanted to know about armor progression, so I'm going to make a guide kind of showing which armors you should get as you progress through the game, branch out to the different classes, and where to get them, and when you need them and when you don't need them, all that good stuff about armor, maybe a little bit about weapons. I don't know. We'll see. No matter what, we're gonna have a good time, and I really appreciate you guys watching all the way till the end. So thank you very much and have a good one.